last time in ahead of Jesse Huggett. He's right in there as well. Nias Modak right in there. It looks like everybody makes it through turn one.
Well, keep an eye there on Nias Modak. Modak trying to carve his way through between Huggett and between Renard and Clint. Holds the line there. Jesse Huggett's lost a couple of positions right behind them. We've got Junaid Slamang. Slamang sits in there now behind Jess Huggett. But we've got a new leader at the exit of turn 3. It is Daniel van Niekerk, and it's the lead there with John Craig in that second position. And then side-by-side action with Renard in the inside. It is Nias Modak on his outside.
Well, Jess Huggett there, just in behind that. Gavin Self and Ian Long. Michael Lucia not that far behind them as they get the hammer down. Wow, look at that. Eugene is ahead there of the Edel Allen entry. Whoa, a bonnet has just come off Eugene van Sale's car. Eugene Krieger. His bonnet just come off in the middle of the back straight. Luckily it went to the left-hand side. No harm done apart from the fact that it's going to affect the cooling of the motor and the airflow in terms of handling.
Well, lap number 1 is in the bag as the front runners run through. Here comes Gavin Surf, and it's a golf brigade behind him. Barcy Berger, Eugene Creer, Michael Lucia. Oh, Eugene! He's going to turn it upside down! That was an ugly move. I just saw the car veer to the right in front of the other cars. Luckily, he never turned that thing inside out.
Well, I tell you what, that's a time that you don't want to have grip. He buried the accelerator, smoked the front wheels, ran it sideways from probably that braking marker would be a roundabout of the car like at about 185, touching on 190. Smoke all of a sudden billows out the back of the Lambert VW as he brakes. Going into engine corner. I hope it was just a locked up right rear and not a mechanical problem.
But I'll tell you what, that has not affected Eugene Creer. He's on the gas and he's racing down into turn 3, into Rose Foundation, behind a whole lot of other cars as the front runners are working their way down the back main into turn 5, into Cape Town corner. Working the way out of Cape Town corner, it is Dani van Niekerk. Van Niekerk that leads there out of Cape Town corner. Then right behind him it's Nias Modak. Modak once through big time on the outside of all of them. Sits Clint Renard, and behind them it's Jess Huggett. Here comes the BMW of Junaid Slamang, John Craig, and the Surf Golf, the Spirit Golf, driven there by Gavin Surf into KFM.
John Craig Sr. must be, well, Barcy Berger's out of it. Barcy Berger slaying down on the front main, moves off the circuit. He will park it on the exit to the new pit complex, down into engine corner. Dani van Niekerk. In there behind him is Renard, Jesse Huggett, and there's nothing much between them. In 4th position is Junaid Slamang. Jesse Huggett putting in a 1:22.745.
Well, Ian Long runs out of engine corner. Behind Ian Long, we've got Lucia. It's a big gap there. That whole dice has fallen apart since we've got lost in the pack, of course, Eugene Creer, and of course the demise of the Barcy Berger car. So Lucia is now some distance behind Ian Long as they work their way out of turn 4, Malmesbury. But down the back main, this is side by side, 2 abreast, 3 abreast, down into Cape Town corner. And it's still Dani van Niekerk that leads him out there with a Jess Huggett tucked in behind him on the outside, which now becomes inside of both of them. They're moving into second. He's Clint Renard. Renard's having a go. Here come the BMWs of Nias Modak and Junaid Slamang as they run down into turn number 1. And the bonnet is open. The bonnet is open on the Golf there of Clint Renard.
Well, I tell you what, there's the bootleg flaps behind him. It's Dani van Niekerk that's still just ahead now. That's around about 245, closing on 250 kilowatts under the bonnet of Dani van Niekerk's car. Around about 210 in the 20-valve motor that's in Clint Renard's car, but power to weight ratio is what makes the difference there. Nias Modak now up into that 2nd position and pushing pretty hard right now. Jess Huggett on about 190 kilowatts, 220 odd newtons with the Jetta, and he's there in 5th position, so he will make up a lot of ground under braking and through the corners because of the handling and the lighted nimbleness of that motor car. But when it comes to brute force down the back main into the southeaster, those BMs are going to come out tops.
Yeah, well, you'll battle to find the bonnet in the back of the car. That's obviously the boot that got that one horribly wrong early on. As that whole pack runs down into turn 5, into Cape Town corner. And, oh, look at that. As Modak tries to worm his way through he knows that Slamang is in there as well. Now, Slamang right on his case there as they run around the outside of Jess Huggett. Huggett now drops to the back of that group as that leading group runs down into turn 1. There's another hell of a war going on down the back main into Cape Town corner. Eugene Creer is making a serious comeback, and he's the first car behind the BMW of Ernest Roos, and Roos runs a Beamer off the circuit in a Cape Town corner. He went in so hot, he ran off the edge. Here comes Eugene Creer down towards us now in that green machine, bonnetless, as he works his way down into turn 1 KFM.
Janaik Slamang was stuck in the pack in heat number 1, way back. Now he's right up there amongst that front 5, and Jesse Huggett holding sway with Nias Modak, and that is the front 5. Clinton R, John Van Niekerk, Nias Modak, Janaik Slamang, and Jesse Huggett. Once again, the John Craig Sr. not been able to hold on to that grouping. Whoa! I tell you what, that was very close. Getting a run on the back there of Clinton Nord was the Beamer of Nias Modak. He dived out very late, almost clipping the tail end of Clinton Nord.
Behind Eugene Creer, there's a pack of cars coming out of turn 3 out of Rose Foundation. And Anthony Casters leads that group down into turn 4. Behind them, it is Gavin Geldenhuis. Right behind Gavin Geldenhuis is Francois Fontonda. As they head down the back main behind Trappis Fontonda's Byron Zimmerman. Zimmerman is in there as well, followed there by Chris Fielding and Brendan Moore. It's a gaggle of them, nose to tail, side by side, down the back main into turn 5.
Oh, let's have a look at the Class B battle. Gavin Surf and Ian Long. Gavin Surf coming up tops there. Michael this year ahead of Eugene Kruger. And there's a bit of a gap between the two of them. So Eugene, with having lost the bonnet and running it a bit wide, losing a lot of ground and not going to be able to pick up that lead position in his class.
Well, it's a lot of Class E cars coming through. Geldenhuis, Fontonda, Zimmerman, Fielding and Moore, and they are all going down into turn 1 into KFM. That is a major class. Well, there's one Class X car. That's the Carstens Golf. Then behind them, Class E is racked and packed and stacked as they head into turn 2 engine corner.
Nias Modak up on the inside of Donnie Van Niekerk down into Cape Town corner, taking away the lead. The Gundra Nord runs very high, right up onto the top of the curbstone. Janaik Slamang gets good drive coming out of the corner, all over the back now of the Class A Golf entry. Donnie Van Niekerk was a bit slower. I don't know why. Something's happened with Donnie Van Niekerk. He might have missed the gear because Junaid is now also trying to have a look up on the inside of Donnie Van Niekerk, and that means Clint back into that second position. Jess Huggett still just hanging on.
Yeah, just hanging on there, but he's a wily old campaigner, is Jess Huggett. Leading Class B is still Gavin Surf, Ian Long second in that class. And we're going to pick up this gaggle of cars coming. Here comes Eugene Creer. Behind Eugene, it is that gaggle of machines that are working their way out of Cape Town corner. And it is still the Class X Golf of Anthony Carstens that leads the Honda of Gavin Geldenhuis towards the line. Behind Gavin Geldenhuis, it is Francois Fontonda, Brendan Moore, as they've got his nose ahead there, Chris Fielding, and then Byron Zimmerman coming through, and right behind them, it is the Conquest, the Midas Conquest of Wayne Krokam.
Well, still out there on the circuit, running behind Krokam is Chris Hart, Colin Kotzer still to come through. Yeah, Colin's still out there. Nice to see a lady racer out there in the group, and she's got a couple of the boys behind her as well, so that's fantastic for her, but it's not going to be very long, and these guys are going to be swamped by the front runners as those Beamers come flying down towards the slower cars on the entrance to KFM corner.
Right, so here comes John Craig in the Nissan Sentra, heading down towards turn 1. Then behind him, it's the leader of Class B. That's a Spur Golf of Gavin Surf. And running a very, very high there is Ian Long. He's lost a place out there to Michael Lucia. So the two of them are going one-on-one, heading towards us. Behind them, it is Eugene Creer. And then behind Eugene, well, this dice is still raging on, but the gaps are getting a lot bigger and bigger as this group works its way now out of Cape Town corner. It's Carstens, it's Killarney, it's Fontonda. Behind Fontonda it is Fielding, then it's Zimmerman working his way out of Cape Town.
Zimmerman having a better race than in heat number 1. He had a spin out right at the beginning of heat number 1 and they dropped him right off the back of the pack and spent the rest of the day trying to catch up and get somebody to race against. So Byron having a wave out there right now. Our leaders now on their way down into Cape Town corner. Just one more lap to go. In fact, they are on the last lap right now as they come through Cape Town corner. The checkered flag is being ready by Paul Fox. Here they come down towards us now. Well, it's going to be Beamer 1, Beamer 2, and then only the VW products. Nias Maddock, Donny Van Niekerk, Clint Renard, Junaid Slimang, Jesse Agger, as fast as you can say the names. That's the top 5.
Well, another 1 or 2 more Class A cars out there. Here comes John Craig. I think he might be the last of the Class A cars. Yes, he is. The leader and winner of Class B is the Spur Golf of Gavin Surf. He'll bring it home first in class. Ian Long is second in Class B. Class C is Michael Lucia. I think this should be Michael coming towards us now. Yes, he is first in Class C. Here comes second in Class B. Ian Long. Second in Class C is Eugene Creer. And then we've got the Class X Golf out there. That, of course, is Carstens. And then behind Carstens, it is the Class E cars. And that would be led to the line there by Gavin Calvin.